We're going to go ahead and reconvene out of an executive session. I'm showing 5:27. And with that, we will go to the city manager's report.
Thank you. Mayor, with you and the council's permission and indulgence, I would like to move Finance Department and Police Department up for their reports because I'm reporting on 3 departments, mine, the Public Works Department, and the library.
Any concerns?
Nope.
Go ahead.
Okay, is Josh not here? There he is.
Nope.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. For the month of August, Weimar responded to 266 calls for service, generated 15 reports, and made 3 arrests. Traffic stops totaled 73, with 34 of them being written warnings, 1 a verbal warning, and 38 being citations. Over the 31-day period, we averaged 8.58 calls per day. Our calls for service decreased by 8.59% from the last month. Our traffic stops also decreased by 1.35%. Arrests decreased by 78.57%, and cases decreased by 50%. The reason for the decreases on the arrests and the cases is because obviously the month before that we were having all the vehicle burglaries and whatnot, and we were making the arrests off of those. So we're starting to fluctuate back out until, God forbid, something else happens, and then you'll see another spike. But that's why you're seeing the big decrease. Out of that, that's all I have for our monthly report. If y'all have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Have you been receiving any calls, I guess, at the department about the new stop signs or anything? I know I've been seeing complaints online, but just kind of curious if y'all actually received any phone calls or anything like that.
We have not received any calls. I did talk to the mayor about the size of the calls at one point, or the size of the signs. I did do the checking. They are regulation. You can order larger, but the size that they have right now are standard size.
Kyle, I might make one comment. Just as a driver, it's been such a relief that everybody comes to those 4 areas, they stop. There's at least a pause before we have movement. You have people eyeballing one another, okay, yield to the right, where before it was just an unbelievable conglomeration of chaos. And so now it is, at least as a driver, I would say much safer than it's been in the past. So I have appreciated those signs being there.
No problem.
And then Don, I still think, per our conversation, I think we still need to put some sort of striping, if it's
Yes.
just temporary, just so you kind of help stand out a little more. Still think that's a good idea to look into, please.
Yes, the stop bar. I've
Yes.
got a couple of contractors looking at that because I think it's beyond the scope of what our guys could install.
Okay, no problem.
It's some kind of thick polymer that they lay out there and heat it or seal it with some kind of epoxy thing onto the asphalt. I think it's specialized enough to get a contractor for that.
Yeah.
Without us having to buy $40,000 worth of new equipment to install 4 of them.
Totally agree.
Great suggestion.
Is this the appropriate time to ask it? Is it permanent or is it, since it's not on the agenda, it's not? Okay, we'll add that to another agenda item, whether we're gonna make it permanent or not.
Probably better,
Yep.
and there's no question.
All right.
Any other
Thank
questions?
you.
Thank you.
How many officers are we down right now?
We are down, right now, we're down 2 officers and the chief. And as of tomorrow, it would be my last day, so it would be 3 officers and the chief.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Josh.
Much appreciated.
And next, David Mason with the Finance Department.
Mayor, Council, I'd like to bring your attention to pages 1 through 10 of the packet. Just a note on the investment report, we have several CDs coming and maturing to the end of September here. So we'll renew those for next month. And I'll let you look through all the accounts payable. If you have any questions on accounts payable, I'll be glad to answer those. And before, Councilman Wilson asked me, all of the hotel motel taxes are current. So, thank you, Dolores, for that information today. But yeah, if you have any questions about accounts payable, I'll be glad to answer.
David, have we paid everything on the dump truck to get that converted, and has that been completed already?
So it is in Houston as we speak. It was taken there last week. So it's in Houston being
Okay.
taken care of now.
Gotcha, okay. So it hasn't, we haven't paid for that.
Now, the goal is to take care of it in this fiscal year that we're in right now.
Gotcha, perfect.
Thank you, David. And thank you for the council's indulgence while I do this. Now, I'm going to cover the city manager's notes, as I said, the Public Works Department, which is going to have several different items, and I'll also cover Misty's items that she sent to me. I received an email from Tracy Lilly, representing the Wellness Council of Greater Colorado Valley. Their focus on mental health education, awareness, and prevention of suicide is September's this month. They've had quite a few suicides over the past few years, and she's asking the city to place 3 988 suicide awareness banners in the city. They're 4 feet by 6 feet in length and width. I don't know, she hasn't asked me where she wants to secure them yet, but it's apparently somewhere on the ground because she's wanting to use T-posts, which they will supply. You don't have to make a decision on this now. I can put this out till the next meeting. I just wanted to make you aware of it at this time. The sports complex, I gave you all a page with that on it. It gives you the grand total price, $4,756,000, and it's an itemized list. I got tickled at the engineer. He said it's a ballpark estimate, so it kind of fit the situation, you know. Our economic development director is here. She was at when we had the presentation here on this part. She also has dealt closely with Chad on this. So if you have any questions that I can answer or that she can answer, feel free to ask. But this is just a ballpark estimate, as he said.
Amy, do you know, is, like the dirt work wise, are they planning on bringing in, is it a whole bunch of dirt they're gonna have to bring in for this project, or is it, do you know by chance?
There
Sorry,
haven't been
sorry
any-
catching you just off.
Is that a no pun intended there too?
No,
If I may answer that question.
or sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there are no engineered drawings at this time. This is just an estimate, square foot estimate of how much dirt's going to be moved, how
Okay.
much they're going to use on site, cut and fill and so forth. They don't know all those answers yet. They don't expect this to go too much further beyond the 10% contingency of $400,000 though.
Gotcha. Because I remember a long, long time ago being on the, well, I shouldn't say that long ago, probably 6, 7 years ago on the golf board, and this was kind of first brought up. They mentioned back then that, you know, hey, there's a possibility of wanting to put some ponds in. Could we look at maybe getting dirt from those areas, digging ponds and kind of feed, you know, to help cut costs? I don't know if that's just a mention of that.
For clarification, dig ponds on the golf course and
To use that
transfer
dirt,
that dirt to
correct.
the other side?
Correct.
I don't see a problem.
I'm
with
not
that.
sure if they still are interested in it. I just know that was talks and maybe something to look into as well. So,
Definitely.
just curious.
What,
Okay.
Don, do we need to get, on the agenda to get engineer drawings done, to get that going, or?
Didn't we vote on that with the Economic Development Board? Okay, yeah, I'll turn that portion over to Amy, and she can tell you guys what the Economic Development Board decided to do, and then you guys have to approve the sale or the
Amy, if
transfer
you
of the
could come
money.
up here.
I don't remember the exact
It'd be
figure.
very official.
And I hope I answer all the questions right. But to answer your question about the dirt work, it would depend on the type of dirt that's dug up out of the pond and, what material is needed for, we don't want to put a bunch of, dirt that's not suitable as a
Correct.
base for something.
Correct.
So I hope my husband would be proud of me knowing that knowledge about dirt, and my daddy. So, but as far as these numbers that BEFCO provided, they are, as he said, very ballpark. They could fluctuate based on pricing of materials, based on what the actual engineered plan looks like. There's a lot of factors. So this is their best estimate, their best educated guess. And the big part of that is the funding. As I mentioned at the last meeting, that there was, when we talked, or the last meeting that we discussed the sports complex, there was an anonymous donor who was interested in helping with the cost of the sports complex. Since then, the Greater Fayette Community Foundation is working with that donor so that donation could be made, and so that we could move forward with grants, funding, and securing everything. We met with them at our EDC board meeting the other day so that they could present what they could do for this project and how they could manage the funds administratively to make it a very clean process, and assist the city with that as well, so that it takes some of the burden off of the city, and there's a third party that's administering it. It would also open the opportunity if there were other individuals in the community that wanted to support this project with a certain piece of the project, that they could make donations to the foundation and their tax deductible contributions. So it opens that possibility, because there may be other people out there that want to help with the funding or have something done. Was it $90,000 for a pickleball court, was their estimate. So, it's a work in progress, but we are meeting for some more formalities prior to the next city council meeting. The EDC board is, so that it can come to city council for approval next meeting, next month. Did that answer the question?
And if I may, if you guys would like the Greater Fayette County Foundation to make an appearance before the council to explain their part of the process, we could get that scheduled just as we did for the Economic Development Corporation. It's up to you guys. You just let us know what you want to do.
I think it would be a good idea for the citizens to even hear that, probably.
For sure. Okay. Thank you, Amy. Next one I wanted to address with the council is the council update for dirty water debt enclosure budget amendment, $200,000. That's what I owed you, because I never actually gave you a solid figure. We had 61 dead ends that are identified on the city map. 30 loops are proposed to loop the dead ends into the flowing water system. When you connect the two lines, it's one loop at that point, so it's just one there. There are 28 loops that remain to be looped, or 28 dead ends that remain to be looped together. 2 dead ends looped together are at a cost for the city doing the work of $14,000. On the back side of the page here, you'll see the attachment. Contractors bid $10,000 on most of those loops. We're going to, instead of having our crew do it at a higher cost rate, if they can get the materials cheaper and do the work cheaper, we're going to go with them, by all means. The contractor proposes dead end loops together at a cost of $10,000. See attached. There are 5 targeted hot areas in the city. 2 are completed, Barter Loop and Seifert Loop. You'll see them working down on Barter Loop right now, but they're almost to the point where they're going to be testing the line, probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Make sure the water's pure, the lines are clean and all that, and then we'll make the connection, and that'll be taken out of the way. The other 3 loops or problem areas are Franklin Street, over here at Converse Street. Well, actually, we got that one down there by Amy's, so we've got 3 of them completed. There was a area where they needed to have a loop completed off of Northwest Street, if I'm thinking of the name
Is
right.
that behind the bakery?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's already
It's
been
northwest.
fixed and cleared. Okay. So, there are only, two hot targeted areas left in the city. The contractor can add 18 additional loops throughout the city at $10,000 per 2 dead ends. The above costs do not include the proposed, the above cost of this, in these loops, does not include the proposed cost of $19,165,240 for replacing the water lines throughout the city, nor does it include the cost of $1.5 million for repairing or replacing the city water filter at water treatment plant number 1. I say repairing or replacing is because when Brad with Befco was here last, I met him over there with our electric crews, and we were looking at the electric generator from TDM that we got the grant for. And he looked at that water treatment plant. He said, "Is that an old filter?" I said, "Yes, it is." He said, "Well, how come you're not using it?" I said, "At some point, the historical document information I got on it said at some point they thought the filter media was too expensive. The repairs to keep it up on things was too expensive, and they just let it go into disrepair." And he said, "Would y'all like for us to take a look at it and see what it would cost to bring that existing filter system back up to where it should be?" I said, "Well, I know it needs a roof," because TCEQ's comment was the pigeons were going and it was getting inside the water, and they didn't like that idea because they could transfer their diseases. So there's some work that needs to be done. If the council so chooses, I'll set this up for another agenda item, and we can have them look at that separately versus building a brand-new filter. It may be a few $100,000 compared to $1.5 million. I don't know. We won't know till they look at it.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
All right.
And that's just water plant 1, or would that take care of water plant, would that be all, once the new well is dug and the water from water plant 3 be brought up to water plant 1, that would then filter all of the water in the city?
Yes, it would filter all the water in the city.
Great.
Oh, yes, I think so.
Pardon me, but I'm writing this down. I won't remember it tomorrow, ha ha. City council staff update. Dolores has been really busy, as you well know, preparing for council meetings, long agendas. She's working with a new lab, trying to see what we can do to make sure we're covering the city. We talked a little bit about that earlier with the wells and such. The swimming pool is closed for the year. That's good news. Splash pad left open daily for allowed use. Okay, Dolores, it says record disposal hasn't been set up yet, waiting for them to get back to me. Is that this that we talked about with
No.
TDS?
For our retention,
Is that the
our
the
records,
shred?
records retention, yeah, they're gonna come.
Okay,
They're coming on October 9th, I think it is.
shred day.
Is that the one open to the public?
No, that's not the one, that's for our records here, city doctor.
Okay, thank you. See.
I was trying to get it set up.
Officers have been writing a few more tickets, really ramped up the court activity. She's really busy there. City website needs to be upgraded. We ran into this when Amy became president and the mayor became vice president of the EDC. We got to realize that, wow, there's some wrong things on here. So we're in the process of getting these things caught up as we can. It's easier to get the agenda posted now. Doing great on getting information in advance. Pool under the pavilion and the awning. We got to get some yellow jackets on there. That's my note. I believe we're going to have to look at getting playground inspections. That's a very highly specialized inspection with the different manufacturers and types of materials they're using on playgrounds now. It's not a regular building inspection. They got things that I wouldn't probably think of looking for, cut hazards or snag hazards or trip hazards or something like that. So I'm going to look into that. And I'm hurrying, guys. I know everybody wants to get out of here. We sent all our information to Justin Meyer on the generator grant. We've got a meeting coming up on that, and I talked with, that's what prompted one of the meetings or the emails with Chad at Bevco. I said, are those engineers that's working on that through you guys, are they going to have it ready? And he said they will have a complete report submitted to TDEM, Texas Department of Emergency Management, and get all that taken care of for us. We won't have to worry about doing that. Good way, huh, David? We're working on trying to keep up with election postings as required for the May the 26th election. Derek's done a lot of work. He's gotten all the guy wires hung up for the Rock the Block weekend. They've had to fix the county banner. They're going to be hanging lights as Tiffany gets them to them. They had dropped off the old bucket truck to get it made into a dump truck last Wednesday. They finished wiring up the aerator motor and got it back into the pond running. It was down for a while. That affects our numbers a little bit. Not quite as bad, and we're going to cover that in a moment, not quite as bad as dumping 100,000 gallons of waste in there a month, like that waste hauling deal was doing. That's all on that one. Limb pickup's going well. Still flushing the water lines and trying to make sure that the dirty water does not get back into the deal. And right now, I want to share, mentioning that well number 9 is still down. I know we put a lot of money into that to get that VFD back up and running. But when we started running it, we kicked it off, and at first it came out looking like kind of like tar. It was black. And then the water was dark, and it stayed dark. It stayed black for like the first 30 minutes, then it got dark gray, and it lasted that way another 20 minutes. And I said, guys, we're not turning this well back on. We're not going to put it back into the city lines until it's running clean. So we're flushing it every Monday and every Thursday for at least 30 minutes. And I said, once it comes on clean, we'll open up those lines back into the city. Yes, right over here by the Exxon or convenience store.
Don, have we had any water complaints recently?
Very few. I think we've had like maybe 4 in the last 35 days.
Are they from those problem areas that are
Yes.
about to be fixed? Okay.
Franklin Street, 2 on Converse, yeah, 2 or 3 on Franklin.
Those 2 remaining areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get those hot button areas taken care of. That'll wipe out a bunch of it. We got one. David, where'd you send me that picture from that showed that dirty water? Franklin? Okay. So it was, that's still a target area. Somebody had cleaned their pool out or their sauna, and when they refilled it, it was dirty water again. But that's the area. I mean, we're getting to it as quick as we can. That's where the contractor's going next. Public library report for the week had a total of 97 patrons. Library reference had 8 patrons. Phone references had 7 patrons. PC users, 2 patrons. Checked out materials, 89 books. Checked in materials, 94 books. Renewed materials, 19 books. Weekly activities and events, and I'm sorry I don't make this as interesting as Misty does, but Monday, September the 1st, the library was closed. September 2nd, they had 19 patrons. The Weimar Chess Club had 5 patrons there playing. I've gone there to play before. Just spend my lunch hour there instead of, at the noon hour, go there at 3:45 and play with that guy. He's good. If any of you like chess, you should try him. He'll surprise you. He'll explain to you what he's doing right as he does it and comes get your queen. The library in motion class, Tai Chi movements. They have 5 patrons there for that. Family story time football season at 10 a.m. They had 10 patrons there for that. And then in your packet, she's got the library week and monthly report. They had totals, number of visits was 863. That's all the weeks put together. PC users, they had 31. Again, library references 36, phone references 41. 881 checkouts, 981 check-ins, and 193 renewals. And then in August, by the 25th, they had 516 already. There was 24 PC users, 38 library references, 7 phone references. Checkout was 89, check-in was 94, and renewed was 19. She doesn't have any for September yet. And next in your the handout that I gave you all is the strand report. This is where I don't remember which council member asked me, but they said they thought it would be fair if we had Holly with Strand go in and break out that one massive number into the 4 quadrants like I asked Chad to do. And so what she did was she went the northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, the break points being Highway 90 and 155, Center Street. So that's how the city's broken down.
Center Street
Yeah,
is
yeah.
90.
Yeah, the center's 155 this way.
Yeah, Center's 155.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm turning
Center,
around.
Yeah.
yeah, center and 90, okay.
You're good.
It breaks it down that replace existing water lines less than or equal to 6 inches with 6-inch polyvinyl chloride. That means even our 2-inch lines would be 6-inch lines at that point. 3.3 million, a little over that. Replace existing water main with 8-inch PVC, 514,000. Replace existing water line in the northwest quadrant to a new 6-inch PVC water line, 2.94 million. Replace the existing 8-inch water main there in that area is 156,000. Replace existing water line with a new 6-inch PVC water main, 3.756 million. Replace existing 8-inch water line at 52,530, and then replace existing 15-inch water main in that area, 36,240. I'm not sure they need replacing, but I'm sure if they weren't poly, then that's what they're replacing them with. Replace existing water line in the southwest quadrant at 2.991 million, and the 8-inch with 8-inch PVC, 230,000, for a total $14,040,000. 20% construction and contingency, $2,808,000 total construction cost, $16,848, and then they tie in their part-time construction observation, 1 day per week for 24 months, $130,000, for a total of $19,168,240.
So,
Wow.
does all of, I mean, obviously we can't spend that, but are there lines that need to be replaced, or we think with these dead end fixes and possibly that water filter that take care of this?
I'm thinking with the dead end loops, adding the dead end loops and adding the filter, we're gonna remedy a bunch of that problem. I mean, the water that I passed out in here in a prior meeting, that was running through existing lines in Columbus, the galvanized metal lines, and it wasn't rusty, it wasn't dirty after it went through the filter. It was water like you buy at the store, purified, clear.
Well, that'd certainly be good news
think
if we
we're-
didn't have to spend all that money.
Yeah. Well, I think you get that done and see where you're at, and then
Right.
if there's things that need to be replaced, you can
Right.
piecemeal and.
Do it piecemeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more economically feasible to do it that way.
Yep.
Okay, next, there's
Hold
been.
on a minute, hold on a minute. Don, you said the swimming pool is closed for right now. Are we getting ready to wrap pipes for the winter time?
Yes, I believe we will be.
Because I know last year we had a lot of pipes that were burst last year.
Yeah, the people a lot of times get caught off guard, but as I said earlier, we have a lot more accountability of the employees, and we have more responsibility, and they're believing more in themselves, and they're taking a lot of this on their own initiative to get things done. I mean, we still send them reminders, and we need to get things done on by certain times, but they're taking it upon themselves to get after it and get it done.
Okay, good.
Now, next is the City of Weimar wastewater treatment plant. Wastewater is the ponds. I know someone wanted the ponds on the executive session, but since it's not a purchase of new property or sale of property, then it really wasn't eligible, so I put it in my city manager's report. These first 3 pages are Exhibit K of the service area map, and if you look back on the 4th page, it shows a check from the City of Weimar to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. This is a permit renewal for our 3 lagoons as they sit today. It's a $1,615, and I think when I broke that down, it was a little over $500 permit price per lagoon. And somebody had asked what would the permits cost for adding the 2 other lagoons, additional lagoons that we have. If they will grant approval, it would be another $500 per there. And then if you scroll back a little bit further in this packet, let me see, hold on. Actually, Page number 6 is an email that we received. This was, someone had sent this to Dave Mason. I hope this email finds you well. On behalf of Texas Rebuild E3, pleased to share a preliminary proposal to rehabilitate the Weimer WT lagoons, ensuring compliance with TQ. They have a preliminary proposal overview. A 3-phase plan offers a cost-effective, proven approach. The bio-augmentation with specialized bacteria is $65,000 for 12 months. Phase 2, if it's even needed, is nanogas application to enhance the bacterial performance, achieving rapid compliance for $400,000 for 3 months. And then a 4-year maintenance plan for all 3 lagoons, ensuring sustained compliance, $35,000 a year. Total estimated cost of Phase 2 is triggered as $605,000. That's if we take their route. I think the numbers are showing enough improvement just by stopping that 100,000 gallons a month solid waste dump into our lagoons. We've seen tremendous results from that. Instead of being in the double digits, we're down into the single digits for E. coli. I don't think we really need to go that route at this time. The sludge is slowly disappearing, but it was just that, I don't know what that blue chemical is in these toilets, but it kind of preserves that waste because they only dump them once a week. So that waste sits there and it doesn't get any worse, it doesn't get any better, it just sits there like a preservative. And in my opinion, that's what it was doing inside our lagoons. When they dump it in there and it flushes on in, it just preserves that stuff and doesn't allow our bacteria to eat it or dispose
Cause
of it.
decomposition.
Yeah, cause decomposition. And that's getting back on track now, and we're moving forward. Dolores does these numbers sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, and for sure every month. And she's seen the improvement in that. But that's an expected cost if we decide to continue to allow them to dump that much. Now, what I did was I ordered them to stop until we get a signed contract again. But I did have 2 employees observe one of their USS disposal trucks come out through the back gate of the property, backside of the TDS facility, and they were headed towards where they do the dump, but then they saw we had 2 trucks out there and 2 workers, and he spun around right where he was at and took back off. So I had them mount I guess they call it a trail camera, and we have gotten pictures of Hunter. He's another dumper, but he doesn't dump a whole lot, a few hundred gallons a week, and but they haven't been back because I sent the guy an email that I was working with on that. I said, if we catch you dumping back here, I said, we've set up cameras, we got people working. I said, not only do we have code enforcement on the road, we have public works, we have police. I say, if you're observed back there illegal dumping, we will prosecute you. No holds barred. And so they have ceased, as far as I know. Haven't seen or heard anything since Derek and Juan experienced that with them. And then one of the other things in the back here. Now, I don't know if I already said it, but the TCEQ permit has to be approved by TCEQ. And I was talking with Dolores, and at one point she said that they said we don't have a high enough demand to really require opening those 2 up at this time. So what we have is sufficient as long as we stop that massive dumping into it.
Are we able to lock up those back gates at all, or do you have to leave it unlocked? Or is there something we could do to make sure nobody goes back there?
I think we have to leave it unlocked because that's how TDS accesses some of their stuff when they go back there to pull these 30-yard dumpsters out and take them to a site somewhere. It's a shame we don't have something with a key card and an automatic gate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That way.
Cameras might be cheaper.
Yeah. And then on this sheet here, this is our new report that goes out that we haven't been getting from the company that I was talking to you about earlier. This comes into Dolores, and it's made it a whole lot better for her and less cumbersome to do that monthly report and get it to TCEQ.
That is the actual report.
Yes.
That's the report I filed with TCEQ.
Oh, it's the one you filed, okay. But that's the one that she gets to work with, and it's just much easier with this new company. And we're going to talk about them a little bit more. But that's all my city manager updates and public works and library updates. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Let's proceed to item number 5 on the agenda, citizens' presentation and comments. In accordance with the Texas Attorney General's opinion, any public comment that is made on an item that is not on the posted agenda will only be heard by the city council. No formal action, discussion, deliberation, or comment will be made by the city council. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. Do we have any presentations under citizen comments?
I want to ask something.
Please come up to the podium.
Okay. I'm not sure it's worth asking because you can't comment on it, but. You all met in executive session and I understand discussed the police chiefs or applicants. I think those were due by today. Can you let us know, and I don't know how you do it if you can't comment, what happens next, where we go from here? I get asked every day questions about when are they going to do something about a police chief? So the public wants to know. And, I think, anyway, enough said.
Thank you, Bill.
Anyone else? Okay. Let's move to item 7, proclamations and recognitions. We have one proclamation commemorating the Weimar Masonic Lodge number 423. It's the 150th anniversary on September the 27th, 2025. I'll read that. Whereas the Weimar Masonic Lodge number 423, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, began in Weimar in 1874. Whereas the lodge took members of the community and made them better men through the belief in brotherhood and immortality of the soul. Whereas Brother J. M. Cummins was selected to be the first worshipful master of the lodge, the Masons taught basic moral truths which applied to everyday activities in the community. Whereas the early location of the lodge was Grange Hall, where meetings were held until 1893, and whereas they then met in a building donated by T.A. Hill, the lodge has occupied this building for more than 150 years. Many early Weimar community leaders were dedicated members. Now, therefore, be it hereby proclaimed by the power vested in me as the mayor of the city of Weimar that on September the 27th, 2025, the Weimar Masonic Lodge will be commemorating their 150th anniversary in Weimar, Texas, and urge all citizens to participate in observance of this historic event in honor of those who have served in the lodge over 150 years. Proclaimed and signed on this 11th day of September, 2025, Carlton Tucker, Mayor, City of Weimar. That's quite a feat. Very impressive.
Yes.
Photo.
Are you here for a photo?
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Well, we would love that. Come on up. We didn't know we were going to have anyone here.
They don't even look like they're 175 years old.
Come on up.
Well, I'm gonna move. Y'all can, I'm moving out.
How are you?
I'm moving out.
We got to do the best we can to look pretty.
Okay, well.
Some of it's a bald head.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, it's only been a couple of these.
We'll see you next month.
All right. So we'll move on to item 8, presentations. Any presentations? Okay, item 9 then, consent agenda. All consent items are considered routine and will be acted on by one single vote. We have 2 items under consent. Item A, minutes of the August 14th regular meeting and August 21st special meeting. That begins on page 17. Followed by the item B, re-ratification of collection contract with Colorado County Central Appraisal District for 2026, and that is starts on page 26. So if you could review those items, and then once that is done, we would entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move that we all approve consent items.
Have a motion by Wilson,
Second?
second by Roberts. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any further comment or question? Motion passed unanimously. All right, we'll move into business at this time. Item 10. First item of business is a public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget. So we'll declare that meeting open at, I'm showing 6:07, Dolores.
Okay.
So do we have any comments from the public? Second call. Okay, so we'll close the public hearing at 6:08. Following that, we'll look at item B, which is consideration of an ordinance adopting the fiscal year budget 25-26, based on the hearing that we've just held. You'll find that ordinance on page 30. So if you review that, we will entertain a motion once you are ready.
I make a motion that we adopt the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Motion Scardino,
Second.
second Wilson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any further discussion? Motion passes unanimously. We'll move on to item C. In light of the adoption of the fiscal budget, we'll open a public hearing on the tax rate for that same budget for the 2025 tax year. That allows us to discuss and consider the approval of ordinance levying taxes for the use and support of the municipal government of the city of Weimar and providing for the time and manner of paying of ad valorem taxes levied. So with that, we'll open that hearing at 6:09, and we will entertain any public comments in regard to that. Second call for public comments. Okay, we'll close that hearing then at 6:10 p.m. With that, we will entertain a motion on the tax rate for the 2025 tax year. And you'll notice that the motion has to be made in specific wording, and that wording is provided. So if a council person would like to make that motion, we will entertain that.
I move that property taxes be decreased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.253835, which is effectively a 0.29% decrease in the tax rate.
Second.
Motion Roberts,
Second.
second Clazel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Thank you for that. With that, we'll move to item D, request by the police department to close the 100th block of East Jackson Street for National Night Out from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on October the 7th. You'll find that information on page 36, and I believe we have someone who wants to speak to that. Lauren Dazzi.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I believe Dolores included a map of the closure that we are proposing.
Yes.
We're excited and gearing up for our second annual National Night Out event. We are anxious for a great turnout. We've got some pretty good responses from last year, so we're excited. A few highlights for the evening. PHI Med 7 is going to land their helicopter in the vacant lot that you can see on the map. I tried to be very thorough with my pictures on there.
Very nice
so,
picture.
We're going to have goodies and giveaways for all of the kids. and citizens that attend. We've got free snow cones. Chief Butter is going to make his famous chili served as Frito pies like we did last year. Those were a hit. We're going to have, obviously, the emergency vehicles from local agencies in the area there. Well, I've got the game warden, all the other people from the area that are coming. So we'll have all the cars with all the lights and the sirens. We also, this year, we're doing an art contest for grades 2 through 8 at the Weimar ISD schools as well as St. Michael's. Grades 2 through 4 are doing a coloring contest, and we'll pick the top, I think 10 we decided, and we'll post them on Facebook for people to vote for our Christmas card for this year. And then grades 4 through 8 are actually going to design a Christmas card. The art class is doing a project for the kids to design their own holiday-themed, police, whatever, they use their imagination, they're designing a card. So we'll pick the top 10 from those as well within the department, post them on Facebook, just another community engagement opportunity to get the public to interact. So we're just requesting to close off the 100 block of Jackson Street from 4 to 7:30 to make room for the festivities. We hope to see everyone there, and we thank you for your support to make this event successful. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair will entertain a motion in that regard.
I so move.
Motion from Plazel,
Second.
second from Christian. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Okay, we'll look at item E, proposal of public water and wastewater system operations, environmental and aquatic services. That'd be page 37. Don?
Thank you, Mayor. As we talked about earlier, this is the new contractor that has come on board. He's the one that's licensed by TCEQ. He can pull both water and wastewater. Right now, he's mostly doing, he's doing both of them when Mendoza's out working on the loops. But the reason it's coming before you is because it's a $5,000 a month contract, and over a period of a year, well, over a period of 3 months, he's exceeded the amount that I can spend as far as just signing on a contract line. So it's before the council for that consideration. I don't anticipate this to be a long thing. I would anticipate it to be month to month because we got our new public works director supposed to be here next week. But he'll have to get in, he'll have to make sure he gets all his licenses changed over and takes the courses and gets his licenses in place from the TCEQ that he's transferring over from Tennessee. So we may have him 2 months.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be sure that if it went beyond that, that you all knew about it and had signed off on the contract.
Very good. Chair will entertain a motion in that regard.
So move.
Motion by Clazel,
Second.
second by Wilson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any further discussion? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Motion on the train.
Second.
Moving on to 10F, notice of fee increase for Synergy for the regulatory agency tracking and compliance support for ATCS service, page 40, for your review. When ready, the chair will entertain a motion.
If I can explain, Mayor?
Please.
This fee increase was sent in by Synergy to my email for the regulatory agency and tracking and compliance support. They give us a lot of that. Currently, their contract is $9,000 a year, but they went from $750 a month to $1,000 a month, which pushed it up over the $10,000 limit. It's now $12,000 annually, which exceeds that amount. So that's why it's here before you guys for your approval.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
I'll make a motion that we approve the fee increase from Synergy for the regulatory agency tracking and compliance support service from $750 a month to $1,000 a month.
Second.
Okay, A motion Roberts, seconds Scardino. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any further discussion? Motion passes. Okay. Item G, discussion and approval of setting date for the fall citywide cleanup day, as noted, October the 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Don?
Thank you, Mayor. Council, this is for your discussion and approval. The day the TDS has agreed to approve this is October the 18th from 8 to 12. They're seeking your approval to work with them on this date and time to make sure that they can get everything worked out together between the two entities.
Is this a Saturday? Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Go.
I'll make a motion, we approve setting the fall citywide cleanup day to October 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Second.
Motion Roberts, second Christian. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item H, waiving a permit of fees for the home program. Don?
Thank you, Mayor. There's a lot of good things that comes out of this home program. We get good quality housing for low-income people. The fees are only $700 per home. That's for the plan review, the building permit, and the inspection fees. At minimal, I mean, I don't think we have a re-inspection fee that we charge. So staff recommends approving this for the home program only, unless the Habitat for Humanity would like to come in and request the same consideration, because it is a good deed for the good citizens of Wyman. It gives them safe, decent, affordable, and sanitary housing. It does.
Yep. I make a motion, we waive the permit fees for the home program.
Motion Scardino,
Second?
second Roberts. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Item I, updates to the capital improvement plans. You can see that, page 41 forward. Don?
Oh, sorry. What I have here is a couple of expense, capital improvement, Fund 25 and Fund 30. There's some total expenses there. 25, 26 is on Fund 25 of $755,000. And as I understand it, inclusive of $20,000 for handicap sidewalk and bathroom upgrades at the Shaver ball fields, $30,000 for lights on the west ball field at Hill Park, $150,000 for cameras at walking trails, pool, playground, and pavilion, Public Works warehouse, and extra money has been included in this budget for water system improvements. And then for Fund number 30, for a total expenditure of $424,800. That includes sports complex, engineering on street repairs, water and sewer repairs, water leaks and repairs, and street repairs. David, could you explain a little bit about the sports complex, what that amount? I think that was the $50,000 that we were going to put in that Fayette County Foundation. Is that correct?
That'd be on a different line item, right? That'd be for the K, that'd be on K.
Okay. But that's what I have for that, Mayor.
Okay.
Is that just an update, or is that a?
It is a motion item.
Yes,
Well,
it is a
then we need
motion.
to move to J for the,
Capital improvements budget.
yeah, so that was just the update, and then J will be the actual.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So we'll move to item J, 2025, 2026 capital improvement budget. Don and/or David.
It's basically a recap of what Don
Yes.
just said, and
Okay.
if we can have a motion with that.
Okay, so
I make a motion that we approve the 2025-2026 capital improvement budget.
motion Roberts,
Second.
second Scardino. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Proceed to K, 2025, 2026 EDC budget. You can find that information on page 44. Don?
Thank you, Mayor. I've invited Amy, the president, to come up and do a presentation for the president for the council approval.
Very good.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you again. Mayor, Council, before you is our proposed budget that the Economic Development Corporation Board has approved and would like your approval as well. You'll notice probably the big thing is that we do have a small deficit in our budget. And the reason for that is that we do have some additional expenditures this next year that we are hoping to help the city fund and with the 4B sales tax funds. Our revenues have been a little bit higher than what we budgeted the last few years. Our expenses have been a little bit lower than what were anticipated. And so we have had some excess funds that were not allocated the past few years. And with the water project being a big issue now with fixing some of the water lines, you'll notice that transfer out to capital projects fund, there's an allocation of $200,000 towards that project to help with that. Overall, there's not a lot of change of what's normal to our budget. You'll notice the advertising line item that's there in the proposed budget. That is for advertising for, part of it is for marketing to potential businesses that want to know what's Weimar about. What do we have to offer? What are some demographics? What are some basic information? If people are looking to relocate businesses here. So we'll be working on that brief publication to hand out both in paper and digital formats on that. And so we've included that in our budget to help prospective people learn a little bit more about what we have to offer here in Weimar and in the area. The other funds are the standard items that we do each year. The architect, engineer, some of that, as David mentioned, is to the sports complex. Any questions?
I have one, Amy. Is the person doing this, the Trails person doing these, the magazine, the 12-page edition advertising Weimar, is it the same one that publishes the Weimar Chamber magazine?
Yes, it is. Trips Publications.
So our council has seen that. They know pretty much what kind of quality work that individual does. And I don't know if they would want to have a separate presentation by her, or if we could just proceed forward with what Amy's talking about and getting the ball rolling and going ahead and get the thing started so we can get the advertisements out there.
Move forward.
Yeah, move forward.
We know what we're dealing with,
Thank you.
at least I do. You speak for everybody.
Mayor, I move that we approve the 25-26 EDC budget.
Second.
Motion Wilson, seconds Cardino. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. Move on to item L, resolution appointing the city representatives to the HGAC General Assembly for 2026. See that on page 45?
Looks good.
You must not be on.
Didn't have your name on it,
It looks good.
so it looks great.
That was me for 10 years, man.
It was fun.
We will entertain a motion in that regard.
I'll make a motion that we appoint the city representatives to the HGAC General Assembly for 2026 as Kyle Christian and Carlton Tucker as the alternate.
Yes.
Yes.
Second.
So motion Roberts, seconds Cardino. That was a little quick
I
there.
like it, yeah, no, it's,
No discussion.
Okay.
everybody.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right.
You'll enjoy it.
So we're in item 11, future agenda items. Anyone have anything they want to note in addition that we've already made for the next month?
Not that I can think of.
Well, sir, you can certainly call us at any time. Call Don, call Dolores.
Okay, I have something I need to make sure I'm right before
Okay,
I speak about it,
well, just give us a call.
yeah.
Okay. So we're on item 12, announcements. Don?
1 second, right, thank you. The announcements we have are Rock the Block Weekend, the Chamber event on September the 27th. I think that's a Friday evening from
No, it's the 26th.
26th?
Yes.
Oh,
It is a
Yeah, it got
Saturday?
changed on mine.
It is a Friday.
It's a Friday, that's what I thought.
So the
Football
26th
night, but it's okay.
26th.
I mean,
We're off that week.
huh?
Weimer's
Oh,
off
it's
that week.
bye week,
oh,
okay.
good.
Yeah.
I was worried about that. I was like,
Okay, the chamber, September the 26th, Friday, from 5:30 to 9:30 PM. Everybody be out there. And also, what Lauren talked about earlier, National Night Out for Tuesday, October the 7th. You got flyers that she handed out earlier also around the table. Closing down East Jackson Street so we can have a safe place for our kids to play while we're enjoying National Night Out. That's all I have for announcements.
Okay, with that, Chair will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I know you will. Ms. Roberts, motion second. Basil, all those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.